Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're doing well, because in today's video, we are going to be ranking 10 different versions of Steve on a tier list based off of how their race slash skin looks. Now, if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, then make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Steve. Classic Steve, normal Steve, whatever you want to call it. This is the base Steve. This is Steve. There is no argument for why this version of Steve shouldn't be in S tier. It's the first version. It's the most iconic version. It's the most well-known version. It's what you get when you look up Steve. This version of Steve obviously has to go into S tier. Next up, we have Tennis Steve. Tennis Steve is a bit of a weird one. He looks a bit weird with yellow hair. And his pants are really short, so that kind of makes it look really weird. I don't know, Tennis Steve is kind of just mid. I'm gonna be honest. Tennis Steve just has to go into C tier. I mean, think about it. Have you ever actually seen anyone wearing the Tennis Steve skin? I don't think so. I do not think so. What I have seen people wear, including myself, is Tuxedo Steve, alright? It's just normal Steve, but with that little bit extra, the little extra bit of class, you know, a little extra bit of coolness, aura, whatever you want to call it. If Steve looked like this, you know, he would still be just as cool. This is just Steve if you want to be really fancy. So it's S tier. I mean, why wouldn't this Steve go into S tier, right? Next up, we have Athletic Steve. Not Black Steve, Athletic Steve. Now, why is Athletic Steve black? I do not know. That is not a question that I have an answer for. All I have an answer is where he would go on the race tier list. The race tier list. Steve race tier list. Where would he go? Now, this man's a winner. You could tell. He has the golden chain on. Obviously, Athletic Steve is a winner. And if you're a winner, you gotta go into S tier. I mean, he's such a goated Steve that he's like no longer included into Steve console packs. You can't get him. Which that's how like the Mojang developers thought this guy's so cool, no one should be able to play him no more. So that's why he has to go in S tier, dude. You can't even lie. Athletic Steve has to go into S tier. I mean, what reason do you have for putting him into F tier? Go ahead, comment down below. I want to see your reasoning on why he would go into any other tier other than S. Go ahead, comment down below. I'll be sitting here waiting, John. I'll be keeping an eye out, John. I'll be looking for your comment. I see you typing right now. Scottish Steve. Because he is not Scottish Steve. Now, this is terrible. Who would wear this skin? There's no way Scottish people actually look like this. And if they do, then I feel bad for them. That's worse than British people. We're gonna have to put Scottish Steve in F tier, dude. Why would anyone in their right mind get on their console, go to Minecraft, and then, oh, I gotta pick my skin. Let me be Scottish Steve when you have any of these three options up here, dude. Literally, why? There's no point. There's no reasoning. Scottish Steve just sucks. Next up is Prisoner Steve. Now, when would you actually, be fair, when would you actually use Prisoner Steve other than in some kind of prisoner-related game, mini-game? You know, you wouldn't be using this on your day-to-day basis on your survival world or whatever. You'd only be using it for a mini-game or something. It is a decently designed skin. It should just been normal Steve. Why did they make his hair white? That white hair. That's just not doing him justice, which is why I'm going to do him justice and put him in D tier. Next up, we have Cyclist Steve. A Steve who rides a bike. Why is this a skin? They could have done May Dress Steve, Thong Steve, Businessman Steve. Well, I guess Businessman Steve would have been Tuxedo Steve. They could have done Shirtless Steve. No, nothing, you know. I don't know. They could have done anything, but they picked Cyclist Steve. I'll be honest, that's in the same category as Prisoner. No, E tier. Who is playing Cyclist Steve? Why would you play Cyclist Steve? Again, there's so many other better options that they could have picked, but they chose, let's do Cyclist Steve. It's not as bad as Ginger Scottish Steve, though. So that's why he's going into E tier, because he's just barely saved. Just barely saved. Boxer Steve is an interesting one. It looks cool. It's a very cool idea in mind. But the skin, I don't know, they just didn't even cook it right. It does look cool enough. They just didn't cook it in the oven long enough. You know, they should have let them cook. But instead they took it out before it even got slightly warm. It isn't terrible though. We're gonna put it into B tier because I would actually wear this maybe. Not a lot though. So we're gonna put him into B tier. Next up is Developer Steve. Now Developer Steve is an interesting one. The shirt looks cool. It is a cool shirt that has a Mojang logo. It looks like Steve. It's not terrible. I mean, you can tell it's Steve. It is a good design. The Mojang logo and the black shirt really fits together, and you still have his iconic blue pants. Which, if you noticed, the two S tiers have blue pants. They have the iconic blue pants, which, you know, you can't go wrong with the blue pants. And, I mean, the Tuxedo dude doesn't, but we all know why the Tuxedo dude's there. So, this is like a mix of Tuxedo Steve and normal Steve, but like, loses some aura. So, we're going to have to put it into A tier, because, yes, it is a good Steve. It's a good Steve variant, but it's not S tier material. What also isn't S tier material is Jack Black Minecraft Movie Steve. First off, I don't even think it's a skin in the game, and if it is, it's probably on Bedrock, which, who likes Bedrock? Other than like 90% of the Minecraft community that plays Bedrock, but why would you wear an old man? Why would you? Why? It makes no sense. Oh yes, you come home, you sit down after a long day of doing whatever you were doing. You sit down, you get on the game, and you're like, let me play as an old man. Let me play as some random middle-aged old man. Not random, it's Jack Black. Respect to Jack Black. Jack Black's the GOAT. But in the context of this video, why would you come home and play with some random old man, middle-aged man? Why? When you have Steve right there. If you wanted to play with middle-aged old men, who would just go to like your uncle's house or something. It doesn't make sense. We're gonna have to put Jack Black Steve into F tier. And that concludes today's video, alright? I appreciate you watching. And if you want to see more content like this, then go ahead, like and subscribe, you know, show the algorithm and me that you are interested. If you want to go see more videos, check out my channel, all that jazz. But in case I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.